Today I'm sharing my honest review of Oliveda skincare products with no sponsorships, no affiliate links, and no brand pressure. I bought these products because over the last few months, my skin drastically changed. My skin had become dry, crepey, and paper thin, and this is coming from someone who has had oily skin most of my life. I had also lost a lot of volume under my eyes. At first, I thought I was going through perimenopause, but now I'm not so sure because my periods are still very regular. Plus, after having a bioresonance scan recently and chatting with my holistic health practitioner, Lyme disease showed up on my scan, and this could very well be why I've had so many mystery health issues and changes in my skin over the last several months. I personally decided to not get a blood test for Lyme because the test can be incredibly inaccurate, and the one test I did find online that's supposed to be more accurate is insanely expensive. And just FYI, I will probably do a separate video on my recent health struggles later this year. Now back to my skin. At that point in time, I was panicking about the appearance of my skin, which I know seems so silly and petty, but I felt like I was going through a midlife crisis that no one even knew about. I honestly didn't recognize myself in the mirror, and I was kind of freaking out. And I get it, we all age, we're not always going to look the same, but I still want to do everything humanly possible to nurture my skin because I'm a woman after all. I knew I needed to change my skincare to something more hydrating, and of course it needed to be non-comedogenic because I'm acne prone, and something beneficial for drier, aging skin because I am 38 years old. And because Oliveda kept popping up on my Instagram feed, I decided to give several of their products a try. Now, disclaimer, most of the products I purchased are serums, so I don't have any insight on their cleansers or toners, and no, I am not an affiliate for Oliveda. And in case you didn't know, it's so important to mist your skin with Hydrosol or even just water before applying serum to your face to ensure maximum absorption of the beneficial ingredients in the serums. I personally like to spritz my face with organic rose water before applying these serums, or any serums for that matter. So let's start with the FO6 Cell Active Serum Face. That's what it's called, Cell Active Serum Face. This is a very moisturizing serum and is helpful for dry skin. I actually have combination skin and I am very acne prone, but lately my skin has become very dry too, and surprisingly this serum didn't break my skin out. They also claim it can firm the skin because the high concentration of hydroxytyrosol. Some of the other key ingredients are olive leaf extract, aloe, honey, and more. I would say I like this serum because it does seem very moisturizing, but I am not a fan of the strong floral essential oil smell. I wouldn't say the scent is awful, but it's just too strong for me, being someone who is sensitive to scents and chemical smells, even though it is natural. Now on to the F82 Green Retinol E-Lixir Serum. This is obviously a tretinoin alternative with a high concentration of Bakuchiol oil and some other high quality ingredients. They say that it's great for tightening, nourishing, and smoothing the skin. It does have a fragrance, but with all Oliveda products, the fragrance or aroma is composed of essential oils or plant extracts, and never synthetic fragrances. The F82 has a floral scent, but it's not quite as strong as the FO6, which is the one I was just reviewing. While the scent is more tolerable and pleasant for me compared to the FO6, I would like it a lot more if it was unscented. I do think this product has helped with hyperpigmentation and smoothing my skin out, but I probably wouldn't buy this one again. I actually like Wildflower Plant Magic's Bakuchiol oil better, and I feel like I had better results with it. It seems to be more hydrating for my skin, and it also smells pretty divine. Plus, I really love supporting smaller businesses when I can, so if you're interested in checking out Wildflower Plant Magic, I'll add a link in the description below. Now on to the F83, the Hydroxytyrosol plus Vitamin C Serum Face. That's what it's called. This obviously contains hydroxytyrosol and the vitamin C source camu fruit extract. This is a great product to use for hyperpigmentation and works best if worn during the day to protect your skin from the sun and free radicals. Now, it doesn't look like this vitamin C serum has any added fragrances, but in my opinion, it smells absolutely horrendous. I believe this is because of the camu. I'm not really sure how to describe the scent, but to me, it almost smells like rotten fruit maybe. Apparently, some people love the smell of camu, but others find it offensive and have compared the smell to a skunk or even urine. And I actually kind of agree about the skunk scent. So maybe it's kind of a skunky, fruity scent. Which brings me to, I probably won't buy this product again, even though I know it has helped improve my skin tone to a degree. Now, if I had phenomenal results from it, then I would just deal with the off-putting smell, but honestly, I think I can find another vitamin C serum that I like better. I found myself not wanting to apply it to my skin during the day if I knew I had to be up close and personal with anyone, just because it smells so bad. Plus, for whatever reason, no matter how careful I am, the serum always ends up running down the outside of the bottle and it becomes really crusty. You see? And lastly, this particular serum doesn't seem to completely absorb into my skin when I use it with other serums. I find that when I try to add another serum on top of that, even if I wait several minutes, that vitamin serum always ends up balling up and I can just rub it off. So when I do apply it, I like to just apply that initially, and then I'll put my oil on, or my moisturizing oil on after that. I know that was a lot, but this is probably my least favorite Oliveda product that I've tried. Now on to the F59 Corrective Serum Face. Like most Oliveda products, this contains hydroxytyrosol plus the key ingredient Perimenopause, which a lot of people like to refer to it as nature's Botox. This is great for aging skin and relaxing your face muscles, which is why they call this serum Botox in a bottle. The F59, like a lot of the other serums, contain natural aroma derived from essential oils, but I would say this serum, out of all the Oliveda serums I have tried, has a more pleasant smell in my opinion, but it's still pretty strong. It has a sweeter, less floral scent to it, but again, I would prefer it to be unscented. I do think that the F59 has helped relax my face muscles and lessen fine lines, especially when I'm using the Japanese face tape at night. They say this product shouldn't be used around the eye area, but I used it there a couple of times on accident and I didn't have a bad reaction when I did it. That's not to say that you won't though, and I'm sure it would hurt if it actually got in my eyes, which leads me to the F64, which is the Corrective Eye Elixir. This is basically the same as the F59 or the Botox in a bottle, but it's specifically made for the sensitive eye area. It's also in a smaller bottle, and the scent is similar to the F59, but it doesn't seem as strong. I think the product works just as well as the F59. I also like to put this one on my upper lip because I'm afraid the F59 may be too strong for my lip region where I'm prone to getting cold sore outbreaks. I definitely took a risk applying it to my upper lip because it could have caused an outbreak, but luckily it never did for me. I don't know if this is the case for others who have cold sores, but I have to be really careful about any skincare products that I apply to my lip region or even my nasal labial folds, because anything acidic or anything minty can actually cause a herpes outbreak, at least for me. Now moving on to the F75, this is the lip balm. It kind of reminds me of Carmex because of the consistency and the container that it's in. It kind of brings me back to childhood. I don't know, I used to use Carmex as a kid and I just really love this container that it's in. It's very, very moisturizing and a little bit goes a long way, so it's going to last a really long time. It's the most hydrating, non-toxic lip balm that I've ever been able to find so far, and I really like it. It contains castor seed oil, olive oil, and some other nourishing ingredients. It does have a slight scent to it, which is labeled as aroma, but it doesn't bother me like some of the scents in their facial serums. I was worried this may cause me to have a cold sore outbreak because of the essential oil aroma, but luckily it hasn't caused any. I would definitely buy this lip balm again, but I am always open to trying new brands, so I may not always use this as a lip balm. Now on to the I-70. This is a beauty molecule. This is an internal skin supplement that contains hydroxytyrosol, hyaluronic acid, and some other ingredients like camu, fruit extract, and elderberry syrup. It's a supplement that's supposed to support the skin from the inside out, and after opening it, you need to refrigerate it. You're supposed to take it on an empty stomach, but I personally couldn't. It upset my stomach so badly and made me very nauseous. So because of that, I started taking it with food, which kept the nausea away for the most part. I think it tastes pretty good. It has a mildly sweet, fruity taste to it, but honestly, every time I drink it, it just reminds me of how nauseous it made me feel on an empty stomach, so I don't take it consistently. Okay, so let's go over the pros of using Oliveda products for me. I've been using these products daily with the exception of the I-90, the internal skin supplement, for almost 3 months now, and here's what I've noticed. My skin feels more moisturized, but I think part of this has to do with me starting a resveratrol supplement around the same time. I have more elastin in my skin again. It's definitely not as paper thin as it was, but definitely still thin. My skin tone is noticeably more even, and a lot of my sunspots have faded, but they're not gone completely, and many of the fine lines around my eyes are gone too, which is great. I do get about 15 minutes of sunlight every day during solar noon to get my vitamin D in, but I've religiously been wearing a baseball cap to minimize any new hyperpigmentation, as well as collagen and elastin loss. The ingredients really do seem clean for the most part, and I love that all of the packaging is in glass, so that's a huge plus. My skin didn't break out with any of the products I used despite having combination skin and being very acne prone. Now for the cons. The scent of their products is a major turnoff for me. Even though their products contain natural scents from essential oils, I found them to be way too strong and powerful for me. I'm sorry, but I don't want to be putting perfume on my face, even if it is natural. It just doesn't seem right to me, and I don't like the smell of it. If I were to purchase any of their serums again, I would definitely go with their La Dope line, or maybe it's LA Dope line, which is unscented and actually more acne friendly. Now, there aren't as many products in that specific line, but that's definitely an option, and I may even try it too. If you didn't already know, essential oils are extremely concentrated compared to plant hydrosols, and while essential oil scents last much longer than hydrosols, essential oils are so highly concentrated that they can end up being endocrine disruptors. Too much of something, even from a plant, just isn't always best for us. So if you're sensitive to scents or dealing with chronic illness like mold exposure, Lyme disease, or whatever, essential oils can actually feel overwhelming and cause headaches, nausea, and more. Additionally, essential oils can cause a weakened skin barrier. Now with the I-90, because it upset my stomach so much when taken on an empty stomach as directed, I'm not sure how effective it has been when I take it with food, so I haven't been consistent about it, taking it daily. Plus, it's really expensive for a 30-day supply. I think it's about $100, which leads me to the next con, their pricing. A lot of people would argue their products are on the pricey side. While their products are not the most budget-friendly, they do have sales often where you can get free products added onto your cart when you purchase a certain dollar amount. I personally think that they're about average price for non-toxic skincare, but I know some people would prefer to spend less. And lastly, the majority of Oliveda products contain citric acid, and if you didn't know already, most citric acid nowadays is produced with a fermentation process that involves a mold known as Aspergillus niger and sugar, which is often derived from corn, but not always. We can thank good old Pfizer for inventing this method and mass producing it in 1919, practically eliminating all production of citric acid utilizing lemons because their way was and still is more cost effective. But this really isn't good for our health, is it? Now I know that citric acid is hard to avoid, especially in prepackaged food, and it's quite common in skincare products too, but there are plenty of other skincare products out there that don't contain citric acid. If you're sensitive to mold like me, or if you are already dealing with chronic illness, you may want to avoid products that contain citric acid or at least limit your exposure as much as you can. I'm honestly more worried about regularly consuming foods with citric acid, but I don't worry myself sick when I eat jarred marinara sauce or something else that contains it. The less citric acid you consume or absorb into your skin, the better, in my opinion. I especially don't recommend consuming electrolyte powder every day that contains citric acid, which is one of the mistakes that I made. I ended up instigating a candida overgrowth problem in my gut because of it, and I'll probably do a video discussing this in the future. So the final verdicts. I don't have any amazing before and after pictures, and as I stated before, I did start utilizing a resveratrol supplement around the same time I started the Oliveda skincare, so I do think the resveratrol had has contributed to some of these skin improvements I've had in addition to the Oliveda products. Now, will I be repurchasing any of the products? Maybe. I do think that their products are high quality and have helped improve my skin tone and create more hydration, but the scent of most of their products is just so off-putting to me. And to be clear, they don't smell bad with the exception of the vitamin C serum. They're just really, really strong and unnecessary in my opinion. I might keep buying the F59 because the Pericrest really does seem to help relax my face muscles and help with fine lines, but I actually may find an unscented alternative from a different non-toxic skincare brand because I'm all about variety and trying new and different things. And I may actually buy the lip balm as well because I really like it. If you're interested in trying the Oliveda products, I won't be linking them below, but I still encourage you to try them because Oliveda has a pretty generous 1-year return policy. And just a reminder, if you are scent sensitive or acne prone, I recommend trying their La Dope line or LA Dope line, even though there aren't as many options in that line. Do I think that you can likely find a similar non-toxic product that does just as good of a job or maybe even better? Yes, but I still think their products are high quality and effective. So there you have it. That's my final review. If you found this video helpful, please give it a like and subscribe to my channel. I'll be reviewing more holistic skincare and wellness tools. Until next time.